What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to Elevate TV. Beautiful souls, beautiful people. I'm your host, Therese Valentine, and this is the channel where we are transcending our minds and our lives to magnificence. I'm preach and speak on this shit every day because that is what it's about, creating good habits. So, it's a reminder to say that our thoughts are a huge influence on our lives and the trajectory on how our life is played out. You know what I mean? So we can truly become best friends with our thoughts. Like, why not work on becoming best friends with our thoughts and having them feel good to us and believe in thoughts that actually influence our life to be better, instead of believing in the fears and the doubts and the self judgments and all that other shit that doesn't serve us. It serves us in a way because we can reflect on it and think about what we can learn from it. But most of us, 9 times out of 10, we just think and believe on these thoughts and let them fester and turn our lives into something that we are not proud of, something that we don't want to live, wishing and hoping that things would change. But the only way things will change is if we change. We change by the thought processes that we have and what we choose to believe from those thoughts, those actions that we take from those thoughts, and who we are being in our day-to-day lives. How we feel, how we think, and what we believe plays a huge part in how our life is played out and who we become in our day-to-day life. So, we gotta work on having our thoughts be our best friends, essentially. Like, I can speak on like just 10 minutes, 10, 20, 30 minutes ago, however many minutes ago. It was just from today. Okay, so I have 2 stepkids, and their chores is to do dishes every night. And my stepdaughter did the dishes last night, but this morning I see that most of the dishes are still dirty. So I'm like, yo, the dishes are still dirty. Like, you're gonna have to redo these dishes either now or while there's not more dishes added throughout the day, or later, and you're gonna have more dishes to do. She's like, well, I'm not gonna do any dishes that aren't from yesterday. I'm like, how are you gonna tell if they're not dishes from yesterday? Like, make it make sense. Like, they all look the same, so what are you gonna do? Like, teenagers, they just want to feel like they're in control and have a say so, but 9 times out of 10, the shit that they say doesn't make sense. So I'm like, all right, you want to do the dishes now or later? She said later. I said, okay. Well, there's no telling what may or may be in the sink, but if that's what you choose. So she goes outside, comes back maybe 10-15 minutes later. She does the dishes. Mind you, the old me would have let it get to me, but I am learning to be a better person in this world, to be the person who I wanted to be, how I wanted my parents to treat me. Not dictate, not a dictatorship, but like essentially have them think for themselves and not be so overbearing with what I want from them, what I'm expecting from them. As long as they're not being disrespectful, like, I'm cool. And if it is, we can work through it. But it has taken me some time to get to this. Honestly, they've been back with us for maybe 6 to 8 months now, so it has taken me some time. I say some time, but I feel like it could be worse. It could be much worse. So yeah, back to the story. Like, I want to be the person who I wanted growing up, you know what I mean, and to have that relationship and trust and communication that I'm here for you no matter what. Like, we can talk about it. You can learn from your mistakes. There's ways to learn from your mistakes, and it's not by being a dictator parent and a rude and do as I say and not as I do type parent. You know what I mean? That shit doesn't make sense. That's hypocritical, and I refuse to be that person. So she came back in, started doing the dishes. I didn't have to say anything, but it was my thought process. My thought process was, it's all gonna work out. She's gonna come back and do these dishes. I'm not gonna have to say anything. And that is exactly what happened. Like, I calmed my nervous system down, because usually, like, I don't want to be, I refuse to be disrespected. I refuse to have my kids talk back to me. And it's all about perspective. Everybody, we all have a voice. We all have a say-so in our lives. So is it really talking back, or is it really, something that she feels? It's all about perspective. It's all about how you choose to think about things. And lo and behold, she came back and did the dishes without me having to say anything. I said, your mom wants to take a shower when she gets back, so if you can do them now or later on when she gets back. But essentially, she was coming back to do the dishes, and I am so happy about how things played out, because it shows me that, yes, our thoughts play a big role in the trajectory of our life. If I let my thoughts, the doubting thoughts and the conjuring up of frustration come about, it would have been a worse situation. I know it, because she have a mouth and I have a mouth. I can have an attitude and she can have an attitude. But it has to get better somehow. And the adult it's on the adult, essentially. Like, sometimes it may lie on the kid, but why let a kid, you know what I mean? Like, how can a kid, of course kids can teach you things, but like, do you really want to be schooled by a kid? And it's not coming from my ego or anything, but like, I'm the adult in the situation. I have lived all these years, and I'm here to teach her. I'm here to teach my kids these things of how to be the best human being possible. They don't know that yet. They have lived, for the past year, they have lived in such, oh my God, it's for so long. It's just such a long fucking story with how they have lived, and now it's up to us to reroute them, to get them to a better place in their feelings, in how they are responding and acting and choosing to be in their everyday life. Because, bro, when I tell you, men, you gotta be careful who you choose to have babies with. I'm telling you, it was a mistake. It was a mistake of letting them go, but at the end of the day, everything is a fucking lesson. And I'm grateful that they're back here with us, and we are moving into a house and planting roots and shit like that, you know what I mean? Because right now, like I said, I don't know if you know, but we've been on the road for 2 years, and they went to go live with their dads. We've been on the road traveling in our RV for 2 years, and now we are settling down. We're still kind of scrunched up in the RV because we're looking for somewhere to live. So it's getting better, but man, you gotta, it's the thoughts. You gotta take control and really live based off of who you aspire to be, and really be that person in your everyday life. And even if you fuck up, we all fuck up. It's not going to be 100% perfect, but every day learn something. Every day do something that is going to take you to the next level in your life and elevate you. Think about your old habits and your old emotions that are keeping you in a place that you don't want to be. Take note of that shit and really choose and start to become that best version of you. Excuse me. That desired reality that you want to have, that desired identity that you see for yourself. Live off of that and become that by noticing and having that self-awareness. Because without self-awareness, there is no fucking growth. There is no elevation. You're just stagnant and you're going back. You're repeating in your everyday cycles. The only way that you can get out of those cycles is becoming self-aware and reflecting on who you have been, take note of where you are now, and take note of where you're going, who you want to be, and how you're going to get there. Take notes on how you're going to get there. And it's going to become easier the more steps that you take towards that best version of yourself, that desired reality. It's not going to happen just overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. I wish. But, the more that you do it, the better that quantum leap is able to exist. No successful person has gotten there without consistency. It's not about motivation. It's about reminding yourself of where you're going. We all let that motivation sometimes wither away. But if you remind yourself of the vision that you have, that's enough motivation right there. That's enough to get you out of bed. Anywho, yeah, that's enough motivation right there. So, smell like somebody farted. Got a big whiff of something old. But yeah, become friends with your thoughts, man. Notice that you are not all of your thoughts. We have tens of thousands of thoughts a day, and you are not any one of them. But you can choose to believe in which thoughts you believe in. Ask yourself, why do I believe this? Why am I living my life this way? We are a product of our environment, and if your environment is not helping you elevate, helping you grow, encouraging you to be better, choose differently. We can live the life that we want, have that desired reality, if we actually go after it, if we actually allow it to be, if we become that person, if we become that identity and identify with that best version of us. That's the only way. You got to stop identifying with your the old version of you, and identify with the new version of you, that new life, that new desired reality, and let that old one die away. Say RIP. Do what you got to do to get rid of that. I'm telling you, the old me cannot sit with the new me. And if you cannot digest the new me, then choke. For real. It has to be that way. Because the right people will be able to digest you. The right people will love to eat that shit up. The right people will love to feast with you. The right people will love to go on trips and have just simple conversations with you. The right people will love to go deep with you. The right people will love to go out and have fun with you. All that shit. It's up to you. You don't have to continue to sit and drink away your life and smoke away your life and just go out and party or talk about the next person and think you have to live in the ghetto and struggle and live up under the government. You don't have to do that. But it's easy because it's familiar. But if you know that you want more, you have to work for it. You have to allow that new self-image to be you, to become you. You have to become that person. Write it down, who it is that you want to be. Write it down, the type of life that you have. Write your best day down from start to finish. What does your best day look like? From how you feel to what you're doing to all that. What does that look like from start to finish? And how can you actually live that life? What are the steps that you can take to live that life? It might not be 100% right, but you have an idea. And the more that you work towards that desired life, that desired day, the clearer the steps that you need to take will become. The source will help you. The source is waiting on you. The source is waiting on me. That's why I'm making these videos. That's why I'm getting out and playing my guitar. That's why I'm getting out and hiking. Because I refuse to work a 9 to 5 for the next 20, 30 years. For the next year even. It's not for me. It is not for me at all. It might be for some, but it's not for me. this is what I'm meant to do. This is what I'm meant to do. Encourage and uplift and elevate the consciousness of the human race, of the world, of the earth. That's what I'm meant to do. And this is me doing that. So thank you for watching. If you want to join the community, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let me know in the comments what your best day looks like. What is your new self-image? Are you down for a new life? If you're down for a new reality, write in the comments. The old me cannot sit with the new me. And I know you here. Let's go. Let's do this thing. Be encouraged. Be empowered. Be great and elevate. Peace.